I am the Commissar, that's my name. Forged alliance forever, that's the game. And you might be thinking, what's going on here? Didn't we have a cast just yesterday? And the answer is yes, but this week I'm going to try something different. I'm going to try short and sweet. One cast a day, but they're all games that don't last quite as long as you might normally expect from me. And this is the first of those, so without further ado, let's have a look. We have a 4v4 on Project Tabula, a map I've never actually played myself. We'll have a look at the map in a moment. North team, air position at the back. This fellow is Burni. He is 1600 rated. He's playing Cybran and he's in purple. Central position. This here is Wetman. Wetman is in Cybran as well. He's 1100 rated and he is in fecal brown. To the left, we have Derp playing UEF, 1500 rated in red. And to the right, we have Xayo, 1900 rated, highest rated player in the game. He's playing Cybran in orange. And their counterparts on the south team. At the back, in the air position, this is Rhaelya, 1700 rated, Eon, and in light green. Middle position, walking forward there, this is PiGuy, who is 1100 rated, Seraphim in bright pink. On the right, GreenSubmarine, 1800 rated, yellow in Eon. And last but not least, over here we have IndexLibrorum, 1500 rated, Eon in burgundy. Now, we're already seeing some early lab aggression, 2 labs in the scout, heading out from Index up towards Derp's position. But meanwhile, let's look at the map. First of all, this is a large plateau, this sort of diamond shape. If we have a look from the side, you can see that you can't actually get up or down from it without the aid of air. The centre, however, you can. There's these ramps. Decent amount of reclaim scattered around all over it. It's mostly in the form of rocks just scattered everywhere. Nothing really big. There's a couple of groups here where there's, I think, about 1,000 total mass in that area. So, but reclaim generally everywhere. Mechs is generally everywhere. No real standout expansions. Just a couple of pairs of mechs in various locations. And you can also get down into the central area here, where both Wetman and PiGuy have made their advances. So good run by here of these labs, getting past the comm of Derp, and they may be able to claim something, but a tank they've been spotted, and the tank has been sent out from Wetman, or a Mantis, and that's going to try to clear them up. The labs run away. They're dodging quite well, and they dodge so well that they actually kill the Mantis. Didn't expect that. Meanwhile, we have this Mantis coming down from Xayo on the right, and he might pick something up. There's a couple of labs here though, and they might be able also to defend against the Mantis. And Xayo's also got a bomber out, so we'll see what that manages to get done. The Mantis engages the labs aren't too happy with it and keep back. But the Mantis turns to engage the mechs, and that's enough for the labs to come in and get him. Meanwhile, the labs back here look like they've been cleared up without doing damage. And this mech hasn't even been reached yet, so that wasn't anything they killed. Not to be put off, though, Index has sent more labs around at the outside there. That bomber's got itself a kill, presumably of an NG, and it heads back into Submarine's base, seeing what else it can find. Submarine's got scouts up, but he hasn't got any inties, and so he puts out an anti-air tank from his base. Index also playing the bomber game, and he manages to pick up an NG there, which is quite nice. Just the gunships out from Wetman, but he hasn't made any push with them yet. So that bomber got up to 3 kills from Xayo before it was taken out, so that's paid for itself. The radar taken out by this bomber, which is quite nice, will restrict vision for Derp. Unsurprisingly, given the close quarters proximity of this map, we've got gun upgrades going down for Wetman, PiGuy, and for Submarine. And Rhaelya has brought his comm all the way forward from the air position. This has not been mirrored by Burni, who has stayed back in place. This Jester has come forward. It's stopped to take out an engineer, but it's probably not going to get much done in the face of this Thistle. Engineer are a nice kill, but Jesters are expensive, and I wouldn't like that trade if I were a Wetman. I would think that had been a bit of a wasted Jester. PiGuy assisting himself, Rhaelya choosing just to stand around and see what happens. Looks like we've got Index coming forward to engage Derp. Both comms are naked. Index has a little bit of spam surrounding him, and Derp doesn't. I mean, there's a couple of tanks here, but Index is definitely the superior force, and he's already setting up point defenses to which he can fall back, so that could be nice, but at the moment they're both naked, they're not really getting much done. Looks like we've got a similar situation here for Wetman versus PiGuy. Both have gun. Wetman's got a decent amount of spam coming up behind him, but it's still a bit far back. That radar feels like it's going to give a rather... well, feels like had it gone up, it would have given a nasty surprise to PiGuy when he found out all that was coming, but not only has he got tanks, he's also got Rhaelya here backing him up. Xayo still naked. Submarine has gun. Remember, that's just single gun now because he hasn't got the second range upgrade. So he's able to force Xayo back. He's probably got enough spam to deal with this, and if that spam starts falling back at all, his comm can just come in and trash it. So good move from Submarine there. Wetman opens up on Rhaelya. They've both taken a bit of damage, Wetman and PiGuy fighting it out, but overall situation looks quite balanced here. We'll check back on it in a moment, but Derp and Index both going for gun upgrades. Index keeping the spam back with a bomber, but that Thistle quickly deals with it. Quick look at the eco. Slight lead for the southern team, but there's nothing really in it. 5k difference on total mass collected, which I guess is a reasonable percentage at this stage, but it's nothing huge. So Raid there picks up a Mex from... Little Raid by Derp picks up a Mex belonging to Index, so that's nice. And Derp's also bringing in bombers. There are inties from Index though, and they will probably make short work of it. Rhaelya also getting gun upgrades to be able to help out his friend PiGuy here. But over here we have Submarine and Xayo battling it out. Xayo has the gun, so does Green Submarine. Green Submarine has T2 on him, on him in terms of land firepower. And Xayo does not, but Xayo's got more tanks. And this looks like it's going to be quite close, doesn't it? Xayo into the yellow, Green into the yellow, they're at about the same level. Those two blazes are cutting through the Mantis, but there's still more Mantis than there are blazes. Wetman sends in a contingent of troops from the side to help, and also provides air cover. But now all eyes are on the comms, as Submarine is down to 3,500, 3,100 into the red. Green into the red, Xayo into the red. It looks like we might be in for a double kill. Rhaelya wants that. Rhaelya says trade him. And Xayo is higher rated than Submarine, but only just they're the highest rated players on each team, and that's a nice big screen full of white nuclear fire as Xayo and Green Submarine kill each other. The air players are the next highest rated, so they'll inherit the stuff. And let's have a look at what's going on the rest of the map. Over here, Still pushes being attempted by Derp, and they're keeping Index off this mech, which is quite close to his base. That might even get a couple more bits of damage done if it can sneak past. In terms of the comms, Derp's got the gun, but Index has the double gun. He's fixed to the spot and working on the shield though, and that means that these artillery pieces from Derp can just shoot him and he can't get out of their way. So that's making up for things. They're both about equal hit points into the yellow, and that's a long wait for the shield upgrade. There's also a mongoose in there, which I think will outrange Derp even with the double gun. And it will certainly outrange Derp if you can't see it. Oh, but you probably can see it, so it just outranges him for a stop. In the middle, big tank battle. Looks like that this is going to go the way of the southern team. It feels there like not only does PiGuy has more tanks, he's got another gun com with him. He's got the gun and he's working on Nano. Wetman just has the gun. But I see an air transport and it flies in Burni. Burni has come to the front with gun and stealth and nano, and that might definitely tip the balance of power in this area. And I think we might have to go to split screen for this, because on the one hand we've got this fight going down, and on the other hand we've got this fight going down. I'll get rid of the minimap temporarily so we can see what's going on. Big army of T1 tanks from Wetman supporting their double com push. PiGuy is under severe pressure and his hit points are ebbing away. He's moving his tanks in, but Rhaelya is a bit too far back to help out. And PiGuy looks like he might be in trouble. He's being focused by Burni, while Wetman's com, PiGuy down into the red. But we have another double kill. Derp and Index kill each other on the right, but Pi is about to be shot by Burni. A Strat comes in to try it, but that looks like some friendly fire as well. Apparently Burni was the one who got the kill, but suddenly left side has gone for both sides. Back to single screen. Oop. Left side gone for both sides, and it's now 2v1 north v south, but there's a Strat here, and the southern team and the southern team can use it at will. The northern team have no answer to that. Rhaelya running away from Burni's gun nanocom. I would do that too. But his Strat is just picking away at Wetman, and Wetman dies to the Strat. The Strat goes down in the explosion, but it's more than enough, and suddenly there are gunships focusing on Burni. Now, Burni isn't going down without a fight. He's got a bunch of Corsairs heading in. Nice little raid here, which we completely ignored in the fun of the commander fights. It's only taken out a couple, like one mechs though. Maybe two. The Corsairs pick at Rhaelya, but that's too little, too late. And there are tanks, T2 tanks on Burni. There are multiple Spectre gunships on Burni, and Burni is going to die, no question about it. Rhaelya just go down into the yellow, but that's nothing compared to Burni being in the red. More gunships, more tanks massing on him all the time. Boom. Southern team wins in just 13 minutes 36 seconds. So close. I was hoping to do a little elite 13:37 thing there, but they screwed me out of it. They spoilt it by 1 second. However, there you go. With 2 double kills there, it all came down to the battle in the middle, and the real thing here was we had T3 air out from Rhaelya, and we didn't. Well, we did it. We had just got it from Burni, but he hadn't got any iron reactors or anything. He'd have had trouble producing decent T3 air stuff. And the game ends. What did you think of that? Nice, short and sweet little match. And I will see you tomorrow with another quick game. In the meantime, you know the drill. Please don't forget to, tell your friends. I'm the Commissar, and Fafcasting is here for fun. Go down below. Please remember to like, subscribe, and obey. I will see you tomorrow.